I find myself really much more agitated, angry, furious. I think Trump did what I expected him to do, just bullshit his way through this entire bloviated, just was his own usual expression of a great deal of energy that had no content. No content.
I do think that Biden had a lot of good statistics based in something called reality.
Yes, reality.
Reality.
How fresh.
Yeah, policies. Not sure if we've heard about those. I mean, he really did have specific examples, answered questions, but it must be so hard to not get flummoxed with that man next to you.
I can't imagine. I really can't imagine it. And particularly if you do have a history of a speech impediment, so there is a little bit of a disability he's struggling with. And several times when he struggled to complete a sentence, I got frantic. I thought, oh my God, this is the clip that is going to be seen over and over again.
Some of Trump, I mean, it was just these one note hits. So it was Afghanistan, he probably said, 10 times?
Afghanistan. The borders.
Every question. Childcare, the border. Opioids, the border. I mean, it was really every answer.
It was borderline.
It was borderline.
But also the concern is that the American public does have a kind of collective amnesia. People don't fully remember. They don't remember all of the crises we went through. Right. The Black Lives Matter, him striding across DuPont Circle in front of the White House with a Bible, all of the things that he did that actually got people riled up against vulnerable populations in this country.
And just the malfeasance around handling a pandemic and not having a vaccine rollout plan and lying to people about what would actually cure them. I know.
I mean, bleach didn't come up. I was expecting.
No, Biden said it at the beginning. I think he did.
Did he?
I think at the very beginning, but it was kind of a throwaway. He wasn't. I wanted him to be using his diaphragm more.
And the reality, Heather, I don't know about how you feel, but I've been watching this administration very carefully. It is an extraordinarily good administration. These are great people Biden has appointed. When you choose a president, you're not just choosing a president. You're choosing a president based on his judgment, character, demeanor, his capacity to make choices of top personnel.
Right.
And the Biden administration and Joe Biden has done wonderfully well.
I know, and he's put people in, I mean, we've talked about it, but anti-monopoly. And one thing tonight, he did not mention corporations enough.
He didn't mention corporations enough, and he didn't mention labor and workers. I mean, those are two very strong, positive things he's done in terms of going after big corporations. He could have done it. He could have easily talked about corporate power and its effect on inflation and what he's done in terms of antitrust, but he did not.
No, and there were the perfect opportunities when Trump said it is 100% your fault, inflation.
And he also could have talked about being on labor's side, organized labor, walking on a picket line.
Right.
Trump was the most anti-labor president we've had in years. Trump took away the rights of workers to get overtime. I mean, several 100,000 workers lost overtime protection because of Trump. I think Joe Biden did not hit it out of the park. He came up with some very good data, some very good lines. He was very competent, but he did not do what he did with the State of the Union.
Right, which felt like an 11 out of 10.
Well, I found it both exhausting and frightening. Frightening in the sense that Donald Trump has not changed at all. He is still the demagogue. He is willing to say anything and willing to lie through his teeth. And that worries me because of obvious reasons. He did so much damage to this country during his 4 years. And again, if you look at Project 2025, which did not come up, unfortunately, or if you look at all his efforts and he said this over and over again, that he's going to be vindictive, he's going to take vengeance, he's going to get even, he's going to go after his opponents, he's going to substitute the civil service for loyalty, he's going to put loyalists in government, substituting for the civil service. He is going to take over the Federal Reserve Board. I mean, these are crazy ideas.
And obliterate full departments.
Obliterate the Department of Education, for example. And he says he wants to effectively substitute for the income tax a tariff, which honestly is the stupidest, I mean, really economically crazy idea I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that did not come up tonight either. I am a great fan of Joe Biden. I want to say again, strongly, that I think he is one of the best presidents we've had. But it could have been better.
Yeah.
The performance could have been better.